Good. All right, Owen, we'll start with you. Your thoughts?
I thought it was a half-fought game. I thought the players worked their socks off. I thought we started the game really well. First 20 minutes, I don't recall Colorado really coming across the halfway line. And when they got the goal then, I'm convinced we were on to win by a couple of goals. All credit to them. They've not had 2 clean sheets by accident. They obviously, as they did tonight, got everybody back behind the ball. And giving us tremendous respect, I've got to say. And what we needed was just that little bit of creative now, so just a wee bit. The final third just turned up, and it never came. But you know, I look at this week when we had, well, as you know, 4 starters, international players missing, 3 players with, as you know, came out of the game last week injured. Ricardo Clark, who actually played with a fracture, believe it or not, and Demarcus Beasley, Nathan Sturgis, never able to train until yesterday, and even that was limited. So the players are an absolute credit to themselves. They're a credit to the club. Are we disappointed not to win a game at home? Absolutely, because every game at home we look to go and win those 3 points, as we did tonight. But the young subs that came into the game well. So disappointed not to win the game, but again we look solid at the back. We're not giving anything up, as you know, and you know, very proud of how the lads went about it tonight.
Thank you, Owen. We'll open it up for questions.
Go on, Darryl. Flying solo.
My first question is about Ricardo Clark.
Yeah.
Did you come into the day expecting him to play, or was that when was that decision made?
Well, we actually shaped up yesterday with Ricardo not in the team, and he did. I mean, listen, I can't praise him enough. It's like the skipper sitting next to me. I mean, these boys absolutely love their club. They take tremendous pride when they put that jersey on, and I've got to say, as a coach, it's really humbling to see that type of character within your locker room. And he came on the field yesterday. I thought he was just wanting to do a little jogging and warm up, and he said, "Coach, can I try when we shape up?" I said, "Well, obviously, Ricardo," thinking that he would have no chance of playing. I said, "Well, I'll play you in the other team because obviously I'm setting up for tomorrow." And he played the other team after training. He said, "You know," he says, "I'm obviously in pain, but I'm willing to bear it." I said, "Well, the only thing, you'll have to come in tomorrow," which he did at 5:30. Went through a rigorous fitness test, I've got to say, in terms of not the actual running with the pain, but I think Paul Caffrey whacked him a couple of times as well, just to, you know, because we had to make sure. And the lad came in and says, "Coach, I'm ready to go." And then he went, and to be honest, he wanted to stay on. I took him off as a precaution because he's such an important player to us, and I thought he'd given so much that he'd no more to give in his tank, given that he hadn't trained all week. And but he's an absolute credit to himself, credit to the club, and that's the type of boys I've got here, and that spirit's epitomised by the skipper, by the Ricardo Clarks, and that's what we want at Houston Dynamo.
Brad, what do you think was there anything missing with the attack today? What could you guys have done better to maybe put one in?
Yeah, I think you know, like Owen said, I think just sometimes that final pass, that last little bit of you know, creativity. I think we got some good balls in the box at times. At times it could have been a little bit better as well. But overall, you know, I think this work in progress has moved forward very well. One of the best things I think it's been is, and Owen said it after the game, is, you know, being a tough team to beat. You know, when you're not allowing goals, you're going to win more games than you're going to lose. So, you know, first and foremost, that's good. Every point counts. We've learned that the past couple of years. So at worst, we came out of here zeros. But you know, we do think we could be a little bit sharper in the final third, and that's stuff that we're going to work on moving forward. And you know, but we keep the zeros on the scoreboard. We work on those types of things. We're going to win more games than not.
Yeah. Oh, and at this point, do you start to maybe rethink the 4-5-1, the solo forward idea, the 4-5-1 idea? Maybe is that a question at this point, considering the results so far?
No, I mean, I think we've lost one game at home that we shouldn't have lost, as we know, through a self-inflicted error. But they're a great group of players. I mean, as I said before, when Matt and myself came in, we didn't tell you we came in with sprinkling fairy dust. We have a clear vision of how we're going to take this club forward. We know exactly what we want to do, and good things always take time to come about. But I mean, if you look just now, we've lost one game that we shouldn't have. We've beaten LA, we've played a Columbus Crew side who will be in the playoffs. They're a very good side. And again, you know, a Colorado team that have had 2 shutouts previously, away at Philadelphia and home in New York. And we could easily have won the game tonight. I mean, Tyler's a couple of saves we need to make them because we know the quality he has. But how that group keep applying themselves, how we keep working, and when you do that, when you have players that are receptive to your ideas, when they understand what's going on in the big picture of things, then it's pleasing to work with that group. As I said, they're an honest group. I believe we've got quality within that group, and we'll continue to keep striving to take that on. We keep, as I say, making it difficult for teams to score against us. We know what the goals in this. We obviously will welcome the 4 boys back next week, a Giles Barnes, a Bonnie Garcia, who can open up defences, as you know. So I think when people are always analysing games, sometimes there's a tendency to overanalyse. But when you look at it today, with the players we had missing, how the players applied themselves, could have won the game, although we didn't, but we've not lost that game. And again, who's to say that won't be the most important point that takes you into the playoffs at the end of the season? So, as frustrating as it is not winning a game, I totally understand that. There's an awful lot to be pleased about. And as I say, moving forward, I mean, I've got to tell you, and every day we come in, every one of us, the players, the staff, Mark's the general manager, the vice president, Chris Canetti, and the boys are there 12 and 14 hours a day because they love what they're doing at the club. We know what we want to do moving forward, and when that all comes to fruition, then that's something we'll all be proud of at Houston Dynamo.
Brad, how do you feel Rob Lovejoy got on today from your point of view? Are you kind of almost coaching him on the field together because he's still a rookie and you've got that experience on the left side?
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's played the game knows that they've been in that situation. The game's a million miles an hour for the guy right now. So you have to have patience. You kind of have to walk them through some certain situations. But Rob's been, out of all the years I've played, he's been one of my favorite new guys coming in. I mean, he's had a fantastic attitude. He's fit in wonderful in the locker room. He's giving you every ounce that he's got. And from a veteran guy, a new guy coming in, that's honestly all you can ask for. He really is coming here and fit in. He's trying to learn. He's trying to get better week in and week out. You see the energy that he brings, and you're never going to question that. So it's just right now it's a learning process for him. Obviously he needs to realize that the gaffer is putting tons of faith in him. The guys have tons of faith in him for a reason, and he's just got to play to his strength and things like that. But that's a learning curve. That's a learning process. And
Brad's 100% right. I actually spoke to him at half time because what was happening with Rob was trying too hard. I mean, he's such a good kid. We've got such high hopes for him, and we trusted him to play tonight because of the belief we have. But first half, he was really, literally, the adrenaline was flowing, and he was pumped up, and he was probably trying too hard. And I said to him at half time, because it looked as if when he was going to pass it, everything was a fight. It was, and he just had to relax. And he did it at half time. In the 15 minutes at the start of the second half, down the left side, Rob Lovejoy was terrific. The reason we brought him out at that time was because he'd ran his race. He'd used up so much adrenaline. He looked physically, didn't have a lot more to give. So that kid, I truly believe, myself, Mark, we sit extensively looking at these players. We know that Rob has got a big career ahead of him, but it's understanding, it's learning from the Brad Davises, the players that played at the top level all their career, understanding how did they get to that level, and it's learning those bits on a daily basis. But that kid will be fine. He'll have learned a huge lesson tonight because you've seen the differential, I believe, in the second half as opposed to the first half. But he's always a threat, he's always dangerous, and he's one I look forward to working with.
Look at Miranda's play tonight. He had a couple good runs there where he got in 1v1s. What do you tell him to kind of get him into more of those situations?
Well, I guess, Darryl, you've been in the training, so you've heard me. The one thing I'm trying to encourage Lionel to be is be really positive. In those 1v1 situations, and he gave the fullback a torrid time tonight. I mean, he rode by him 3-4 times in the first half, second half. He should have the penalty tonight, but the kid's that they want to get pulled back in the box, but he stayed up. I would suggest that somebody that's played the game many years, top striker, might have realised it was enough contact not to stay up, but he's such an honest kid, he carried on. But again, Miranda, he's set again. We've got good young players. The kids that came in tonight, the Steinbergers, the Hoffmans, the Lopez's, these are all young players, and they stepped into the breach no problem. They looked confident, looked self-assured, and moving forward, that's great for our squad. And obviously next week we'll welcome the international boys back, and we'll look to pick a team to go to Seattle and win a tough game.
Thanks, everybody.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.